All right, and welcome to another behind the scenes of Shadow City Mysteries House of Skye. Introducing yet another one of our amazing players. Up now is Winston Clark. Winston, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, I'm Winston Clark. I am a freelance illustrator and I'm creator of the Subconscious Eye webcomic. It's been going for a little bit, um, and it's right now it's kind of free to read. But
The best kind of
uh,
way to read.
oh yeah, yeah.
And where can they find that on the internet? And
Um,
you
well,
in general?
well, I've got a website. It's subconsciouseye.com.
Mm-hmm.
We can see the comic itself and like kind of catch up on news and um, see some of my other work. I'm also available on Instagram at Subconscious Eye Studios and Blue Sky, which is Subconscious Eye at bluesky.social. I've also got a presence on Facebook if you're on that as well.
On the Facebooks, and I would guess that would be Subconscious Eye
Yeah,
Studios
just
as well.
Subconscious Eye. Exactly. Yeah.
That's all right. Excellent. And so, what's your history with tabletop RPGs and role playing games in general?
Well, I've been playing since I was 12. I'm decidedly not 12 now, so I've
It's
been
been a
playing it
while.
for a minute. I think I have probably played every version of D&D except the first one. So
So no red box, no blue box for you. Huh?
actually no, the red box, yes.
Okay. Oh, you're saying like
The first one, like the
yeah, okay,
pamphlet.
the pamphlet. Okay.
Somebody showed me that once, like an actual one, and I was kind of in awe. like, like she said she had played it when she was a kid, and I was like, "You played the original?" I was like, "Yeah," and she brought it in, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty good. But yeah, I've been playing long enough to understand THACO, if
All
I
right.
remember it correctly. So,
And
um,
then yeah, that's awesome.
yeah.
And then what about and then any other systems or just D and
Oh
D?
yeah, no, I for a while I actually would just get games for the system. I maybe not even played them as much, but I mean, as far as played, I got like uh big sci-fi fan, so I got Cyberpunk, um, Shadowrun, a little bit of Traveler in,
Hmm.
some systems that I just thought they were interesting systems. So I just picked them up and kind
Like
of read them.
Elf Quest. Yeah.
Didn't get Elf Quest. Missed out on Elf Quest.
I picked it
Iron
up once. So
Iron Crown Games though.
oh, okay.
Yeah, Iron Crown Games. Oh, and Call of Cthulhu. I love Call of
Oh,
Cthulhu too. But Iron Crown Games, ooh, that is that's something you have to be ready for.
there you
Those are charts for days.
go. And do you remember your first RPG character?
So my first RPG character, I don't really remember. The first game I played was Villains and Vigilantes. So it's
Okay.
kind of like a superhero type
Eh,
game thing. I probably played like a Batman analog. It's usually where I was at. The first character that I remember was like a little bit after that.
okay.
I don't remember the system entirely. I think it might have been like a GURPS or a generic universal system.
Okay.
But I played a. It was a blue four-armed alien surfer. The
Okay.
game was inspired by um, uh, Doom Patrol.
Okay.
So a lot of the stuff that was going on in Doom Patrol, like we actually I think played through some of the comics because the guy who was running it was a
Yeah.
big fan.
It's a big fan. Yeah,
Um,
no, I get it.
I think his name was Beelzebub, not the guy, but my character's name was Beelzebub. And I was like a big Ninja Turtle fan, so I figured this would be a Ninja Turtle character I could slip in there. So
All right. All right. That's kind of fun. And what excites you the most about role playing in general?
um well, I think it's really more the cooperative storytelling aspect of it.
Hmm.
Like the game master's going to have a story that they want to tell, but it's like they can't really tell the story without being affected by the stuff the players do. It's almost like
Hmm.
there's times when you'd sit around a fire and start a start a story, and then
Pass
stop
it
it,
on.
and then pass it
Yeah.
on to the next person. Yeah, that kind of like cooperative creativity is the thing that I really enjoy. And ultimately, you get to sit down with your friends and do this. So that's why I really like why I've always liked role play.
Awesome. And what drew you to this actual play project?
Well, when I read about the setting, I thought the setting was actually really cool. It was different. It wasn't just like just a standard fantasy setting. There were fantasy aspects of it, but ultimately, I liked where the whole noir setting of it. And as far as this project specifically, we've actually sat down at a table before. A couple of the other people, yeah, it's like a couple of the other people are newer, but there are a few people who are on board with this that I've known for a very long time. We've had we've been friends for a long time. Like I've known you for a long time, and it just I really enjoyed that energy, and I kind of wanted to be part of that.
Excellent. Yeah, no, we're excited to have you. So, and I know everyone's excited to play together. So it's boiling up to be something very cool. Haven't played it yet, but as you alluded to, the game is in a noir setting. How do you feel it's going to be different from other genres you played?
Well, first off, I like noir settings. That's kind of like the noir genre is kind of one of my favorites. You get movies like The Maltese Falcon and arguably like Blade Runner.
There's nothing to argue there. 100%.
Yeah, that is noir. That's like my favorite movie is Blade Runner. So
it's mine too.
Yeah. So so you get that, and those things in that kind of like genre, especially with some of the games, it tends to be a little bit more cerebral. Part of the reason that I like playing games is because I enjoy like the mystery of it. I enjoy you're going to be fighting. You may be fighting things. In most games, you'll you'll fight a band of goblins, or you'll do dungeon crawling and stuff like that. And in this, it's kind of a different vibe. You're uncovering like some type of a conspiracy, or you're like
mysteries, conspiracies,
exactly,
supernatural thriller, more thriller, less abject horror. So
yeah, that and the environment too, because when you're doing like an urban environment or a city environment, random encounters become something completely different. It's like you're not running into like a pack of wolves or a pack of bandits. You're bumping into like a drunk guy on the street who like yells prophecy at people, or you're going into a store that a butcher shop that serves questionable meats or what have you. It's different. It's a different vibe with like city-based games.
Sure, potential crime everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, very cool. And do you see, we haven't touched on your character yet, but we're about to get a little bit deeper. Do you see yourself in your character, or would you say they're very different from you? How you picture them right now? Obviously, we're just stepping into the early days of Peryn Kestai.
So there's probably like a little bit. There's more similarity with me and Peryn. Maybe when I was younger, we both kind of had essentially like more sheltered lives, or at least starting out. We weren't exposed to how the world actually works until way later than we probably should have been. I think the biggest difference, though, is that Peryn clings very strongly to his faith, and because he feels that his faith is going to see him through most like issues, he remains really optimistic about a lot of things. So he tries to like promote that optimism, and he doesn't have the cynicism that like most people, at times me, actually has and things. So he's a little bit more, I'd say he's a little bit more a little bit less cynical and a little bit more hopeful, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and I think, that's the cool thing about fantasy settings, especially the setting, like, again, there's a religion, and the religion has multiple gods, and those gods exist, and you see their power every day. So it's a little bit that cynicism kind of go. Well, there's plenty of other things to be cynical about in this world, but in that case, you're kind of like, well, I mean, I could do things, so because of the gods, so I guess that makes sense, right?
Yeah, I mean, but there's still, it's not a really question of whether they exist. It could be a question of why aren't they helping me?
Sure,
And I get that. I understand that. But Peryn, yeah, he's going to remain. He can see it. He knows that it exists. He feels in his heart that this is a thing that happens, and he doesn't see a reason to not feel that way.
100%. So why did you pick the class you picked for your character?
So when I play games, I usually am drawn towards support characters. Because they don't get as much love in the initial. Usually, when you're forming a party, and people want to kind of be the hitter, they want to be like the quick roguey guy, or
we got a few of those.
So. Yeah, but I mean the world. But yeah, it's like you don't really. I kind of like being like a supportive, like a cleric is pretty much like the ultimate support as far as like party helps and being able to tend to wounds and things like that. So
give those supportive words of guidance.
Exactly.
Yeah. And what about the faction? I mean, I think as people get introduced to the other characters and they learn a little bit more about the setting that we're putting it in, some would say Church of Astra, kind of an interesting choice to go with amongst this group. But I liked it a lot when you suggested. So what was the thinking that made you go Church of Astra?
Well, it goes with the whole clerical concept. So I mean, it's kind of natural there. And it's different from what I usually play because usually, like I said, I would do support, but I'll do support in a different way. Like I played a lot of bards before. I had like a good run of bards for a while, and or even some of the mages that I ended up playing, they were more curious about the world. They questioned things that happened. They investigated. And if something, they were more concerned with finding out the truth of things than maintaining a status quo. And so with the anybody who works with the church, I see them as the status quo being an important part of what they're doing. And I thought it was interesting too that if things that they found out about, whether there were like some mystery that was different from what their actual core belief was, like how would that affect them? Would that change them if their systems were challenged? I thought that was interesting, so I figured I'd want to do
super
that.
interesting, especially considering that the country and the city, is an autocracy, right?
Yeah.
So the church is heavily involved in everything that happens within the city and the country, and the goings on. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how Peryn sees the world and as certain mysteries are unveiled within the city and the things that you all put together in the city building, how that unfolds and unravels.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
speaking of what are your things, as you end up at one of the bars in town. So this brings me to my next question is, if your character had a signature drink, what would it be?
Probably like a Shirley Temple or like a Arnold Palmer or something. Just like
so Arnold Palmer is not I mean,
yeah,
okay.
Just a little, just like something that's kind of
something you have
something wouldn't be like he wouldn't order milk at the bar, but
no, that's fair.
He would like I want to
get something that could pass or whatever.
Yeah, like
okay, Shirley Temple, with the little maraschino cherries in there.
Oh yeah, the cherries are good. I love those.
All right. And would you say your character is more of a planner or more an improviser?
So probably he'd probably end up being more of an improviser.
Okay.
Plans Yeah, you can make plans, but it's good to be kind of flexible
Hmm.
in those situations. And if he's likely going to be reacting to a situation more than to kind of instigate what happens, just because he is used to kind of putting out fires. The fires aren't like fires; they're just
Yeah,
like
the
miscommunications or
crisis of faith.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
exactly things like that.
Small,
So
simple things that
yeah,
like
yeah, just
easy.
little
Yeah.
stuff.
All right. All
But
right.
yeah, so he's probably gonna he would want to see what the situation is and then try to do what he can to fix it, which you can't plan ahead for things that are gonna happen. He's a fixer, so
Fixer. Got it. Got it. All right. And if your character had to pick a theme song, I know it's early in, but what are you walking in with to tell your world is shattered? What is the theme song you think it would be?
this is gonna this may sound bad, but Lux Eterna.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
So the reason I think that first off, I feel like Perrin would actually appreciate the orchestral music
Mm-hmm.
and the way that it kind of starts off. It kind of starts off slowly. The strings kind of move in, and it has that slow and kind of beautiful playthrough, and then the build up comes gradually until there's this big crescendo. And I feel like that is a good analogy for kind of for him
Mm-hmm.
because Perrin has this positivity and this beauty that he feels because of his faith.
Mm-hmm.
And all these things are kind of like coming into it and causing this to not really be a cacophony, but it's causing it to be more and more hectic, more frantic. And then there's the release, which is that emotional release that he has um, when he can't, deal with the pressure of it. And I feel like that's kind of how he sees the mystic arts,
Okay.
like that build up, that final release of this emotional like pressure is freeing for him, and that crescendo kind of represents that.
100%. No, that's way deeper than I was expecting, and but I do really like that aspect of it. So very nice. Um, so before we go into a day in the life of Peryn Kestai, I just kind of wanted to cover some things for people who might just be learning a little bit about Shadow City Mysteries and our actual play, The House of Skye. Something you alluded to earlier about the noir setting, and being noir, we're definitely playing into the black and white, the monochromatic. But our world actually has a reason for why it's actually black and white. So it's not, we don't use black and white just because we're cheap. We use black and white actually as a piece of our storytelling. So the world itself is black and white with punches of color, and those colors are metallics or a more dangerous color of purple. And the history behind that, it's that it's been centuries since color left the world. The church teaches that the death of color was the final curse of the goddess of darkness upon her defeat by the gods of light. It lingers as a sign to be ever vigilant against the lure of evil. What else could be lost that the gods must intervene again on so grand a scale? People of science claims it's something strange about how light refracts in the atmosphere, and one day they hope that rocketry and photography improve to the point that they can confirm whether color can still be seen from space. Neither can truly explain why some things, the high-tech and the mystical, still show in color. The day-to-day life of citizens of the world is one of monochromatic. Pops of color from turnstone-infused objects draw every eye in appreciation, while color, where no text should be, breeds fear of arcane threats, hidden beneath the popular veneer of science. And so that brings me to another thing. Our main game that the world was set in and is set in that we're developing, it's called Shadow City Mysteries: A Clockwork Noir. So we've already kind of talked about the noir aspect, but the clockwork aspect comes from something else, which just briefly mentions, which is called turnstone. And so not long after the War of the Gods came the discovery of Solargeum, commonly just called turnstone. This semi-hard rock is permanently oriented to face the sun, revolving once every 24 hours and grinding itself into smooth sand rather than allow any force to stop its turning. Initially, it was something of a curiosity. Shards of it could be used to unerringly tell time, and a big enough slice could power a mill. But under any significant load, such a gearing to transform a 24-hour rotation into a faster one, the rock tends to pulverize itself against the metal. The Industrial Revolution came when scientists figured out two key tricks: blending and infusing the turnstone dust into harder metals, and a semi-mystical trick of using mirrored plates to allow it to rotate along any reference point. Power was now reliable, portable, and endless. Turnstone's only limitations is the science of metallurgy. Increasingly small, intricate, or powerful devices put strain on the gearing that requires increasingly durable metals to house the Solgium. Power never runs out, but gears can strip out. Every year, the world's scientists and engineers make breakthroughs in what clockwork is capable of. Other sciences, such as chemistry, have lagged from what might be expected in early modern society due to the sheer ease of making discoveries of new applications for clockwork. Society has automobiles, electricity, clockwork-wound weapons, and even intricate cybernetic prosthetics and automatons made of countless tiny gears. One of the properties of turnstone that scientists can use but not explain is that it responds to human will. A prosthetic arm or leg powered by Solgium works as well or better than the original, with no clear reason for the interface with human nerves. The real problem with turnstone is that it's needed for everything. Having long exhausted its own reserves of the mineral, the globe's sole superpower, Vesipon, embarks on wars across the planet with increasingly thin pretexts in order to open up new mines for the material. And so one of the things that we kind of, didn't touch on here, but everybody serves some time in the military, and that's because the country that you all live in is consistently in war.
Yeah.
Right. So with that little information, at least for our new viewers and for those who just want to get a quick catch up, like let's go into maybe a day in the life of Peryn Kestai.
Peryn lives in. He is housed in the on the compound with the Holy Temple of Rausch, which is one of the larger churches in Soretta. And there he essentially works as he's kind of assists the higher priests with keeping basically doing administration. So he'll help them find scriptures, he'll keep up with church records, that kind of thing. So that's probably how he would kind of start the day. Because he is housed there, all the priests, all the members of the priesthood there, or anybody who's staying on site, they're responsible for keeping up their environment. So maybe he'll be kind of sweeping the main hall or cleaning the lavatory or something like that, just because it would be his turn.
Sure, get it. Well, while Peryn's doing this, one of the other clergy come up to you and say, Peryn, sorry, didn't mean to scare you. Things tend to echo here very, very much so.
Okay.
There's an odd couple here to speak with you. They asked if you could meet in the courtyard. I don't know what it's about, but the elders said it was fine and that they were expecting them. But
I guess it wouldn't be a problem. Would you? I'm halfway through with the cleaning.
Oh, sure. No, it'll be my pleasure to take over.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Sure. And it's in the courtyard?
Yeah, they're in the courtyard.
Okay. Yes. So I'll make my way down the courtyard.
So make your way out to the courtyard. Before you step through, you can make a perception roll if you'd like.
Okay.
Oh, well. smack me across the face there. All right, that's pretty good. I'm gonna hold 25. So, so you see two figures. One before you is a pale figure draped in fine kimono-styled silks, paired with perfectly pressed trousers. And they stand with a delicate parasol in one hand, and they have a tiny, stylish hat perched just so atop their head. They have a watchful eye that takes in every detail, but say nothing. They have a crest upon their lapel, and it's the only symbol they wear. Let's see what else they have on them. Like I said, their skin is very pale. They have immaculate clothing, and their movements seem very controlled, that every gesture is purposeful. And you can tell that their eyes are scanning the courtyard without haste. Their posture and parasol angle keep entrances and exits within their view. Their gaze lingers slightly longer on faces as the other priests are passing through the area, as if cataloging details. And for the briefest moment, their calm kind of mask slips, and you realize that they're not simply observing, but they're evaluating, and trying to basically place things into almost like a private ledger of secrets in their mind.
Okay.
The other person that's with them is a tall man in a sleeveless button-up shirt and suspenders. Their frame is made broader by their unnatural size of their arms. They have prosthetic arms that are slightly oversized. They have a bowler hat that shades part of their face, though they have a glint of a mechanical jaw that's unmistakable. Their clothes are pressed and spotless. Their shoes are polished to a mirror shine. And they carry themselves with the posture of a soldier and the silence of a watchman. They too have a crest, but it's on their suspender. One thing you notice is that their prosthetics are unusually clean and muted. They don't shine like other prosthetics you've seen. They're not the brass or the iron common in the city. You also catch a faint marking that's etched into the metal. It's a military symbol, though not immediately identifiable. Noticing that every detail of their clothing is immaculate, it suggests that they have a near obsessive discipline. And you see that their prosthetics are not standard issue, but custom built, and they're far too expensive for an ordinary soldier. And then one other thing you notice in the courtyard is that there is a raven perched nearby, which isn't anything unusual for Soretta. There tends to be a lot of ravens actually in the city, but this raven has a cataract clouded eye, and it gives it a strange look. It has a gaze that feels oddly fixed, sharper than most birds. There's a slight ripple of a faint static crackle around it, like heat off of a stone. And the ripple comes every so often. It's deliberate and unnatural. And it seems to watch things no one else can see, focusing on empty air with purpose.
Okay. Do I recognize the pair from like maybe a church service, or does it look like
no.
Okay.
No. If you want, you could roll religion. Okay. So you could roll insight to kind of read what you rolled religion. All right.
Oh, sorry.
All right. No,
don't give me the option.
All right. So one thing with the one that's dressed in the kimono with the parasol, they wear no religious symbols, which is unusual for Soretta. But it seems like their lack of affiliation appears deliberate, signaling almost neutrality. And then for the larger gentleman, he too, they also have no obvious religious symbols. And their behavior and dress show no affiliation with the church, the cults, or any other common orders within the city.
How visible is or how visible would it be to use Mystic Sense? Like, would it be?
Well, so far they don't see. Well, you don't know if they see you or not. I mean, you kind of stopped at a moment not to be like, oh, like in the middle of the courtyard.
It wouldn't be on them. It would be on the Raven.
Oh, I mean, up to you.
Okay. I mean, like, is this something that will be like throwing arms around?
No.
It's
I do.
subtle.
It's
subtle
subtle.
enough. Okay.
Most of the magic usually is subtle, especially at the lower levels.
Okay. I would probably use the detect magic or the Mystic Sense on the Raven.
Okay. That's great. I don't hate you at all for doing that. Okay, so it's just to make a wisdom check.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
I go back to what I said. I don't hate you at all. So
we see how this is gonna go.
Well, no, I mean, so there's a couple of things. You see that this raven is more than a simple messenger bird. You can detect that.
Okay.
And there's a trace of lingering magic that clings to it.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
I will go ahead and approach the couple.
All right.
And
Peryn Kestai, the one with the parasol, says to you, the Church of Astra has chosen you. House Skye has taken an interest, and you have been named as their liaison. Through you, the church will have a voice within the estate. And then very flatly, before you can even speak, the large man says, Skye Estate, at week's end, you will attend with the others.
I would be honored to represent the church. But you said I was recommended?
Yes, the decision has already been made. Oh. You are the one they trust to carry their name into those halls. Refuse, and the church will send another. But opportunities like this do not come twice.
Oh, no, that's fine. I would be honored to represent the Holy Temple in with this estate, the Skye Estate, right? Is that that's what you said?
Correct. In fact, and then they reach into their kimono and they pull out a folded black card. You can see the crest that they bear is pressed in burnished gold on it, and they present it to you with ceremony, almost as if it were like a relic.
Oh, I graciously take it. Thank you. I kind of look at the card,
and it says it's handwritten. It says, "By the will of Eston Skye, your presence is required at the Skye Estate at week's end. Attend and take your place in the legacy of House Skye."
Thank you. I certainly hope that I serve the church well as a representative.
Peryn, you do not carry Skye blood, but you carry something equally valuable. You are the voice of the church in a house that has long been silent. Accept, and you will serve both faith and legacy in a life far larger than you imagined. With that, she closes her parasol, and with a click echoing faintly, and then the large man behind them just kind of watches you as they walk away. And then the bird kind of croaks, and then once before winging away into the city skyline.
So it leaves when they leave.
Yes. Well, the larger man still sticks around while you're
okay
watching you.
You said the end of the week?
Correct. Week's end. There's a time and an address on the card.
All right then. Do I need to carry anything with me?
Just bring yourself. All else will be provided.
Oh. Well, all right then. I guess I shall see you on by the end of the week.
We hope so. If there's any other things like insight or history or anything that you would like to,
yeah, you know what? I'm gonna check insight and
okay.
see if I can kind of figure, because just to wonder why they would choose me, like, or who would have possibly recommended me for something like that. I'm new here.
You notice, okay, so just for the one who handed you the card, a few things you realize about from insight from them. You realize their politeness is measured rather than natural. So every word they has been chosen with care that they speak. Their loyalty is genuine, but you get the feeling that it's tied more to the estate and less to the individual who they're representing.
Okay.
Their stillness is deliberate, but they're watching you very closely and kind of testing how you react to this. But otherwise, they don't give much away. As far as the larger man, he carries himself like a soldier or watchman, right? He's silent, but you get that he's from his posture, because you were in the military, that it suggests he's constantly measuring threats. But something, the thing is that his whole body is mostly prosthetic or in clockwork. But his eyes actually are the most human thing about him. And they betray a moment of softness, a trace of gentleness that conflicts with his hard exterior.
Okay, so is his like head covered as well, or
yeah? So his lower jaw is completely metal.
Okay,
like it's all mechanical.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's only the upper part, and you can't tell because he wears a bowler cap.
Okay,
so you're not sure about the rest of the skull, but you assume
yeah. Okay.
And then as far as the raven's concerned, the raven appears to study those nearby. What you did notice is it mirrors the body language of both of the people that it's with. And its gaze seems to linger in a way that feels purposeful.
Okay. All right. Well, I will.
Do you have animal handling? I don't know if you do.
I do not believe that is a thing that I have. I have nature, but not.
Oh, nature would work too. Nature would work too.
All right. Except in this case.
So, one thing that can be said about the raven, it's unusually still for its species. And then the other thing I guess it could be is that it's quite large and it looks quite old. It has molted feathers, and like I said, it had one cataract clouded eye. So it's definitely which is a little surprising, because either this bird is kept, like it's not something that it would not be normal for a bird that a wild raven. So this is most likely an animal that is a pet, or normally kept by people.
Is it common for people to have ravens as pets? I know you said there were ravens in.
So Soretta has a large number of ravens, and it is rumored that the Society of Ravens uses them often for as pets, but also as messengers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would have, but they're not. It's not like pigeons. Like I wouldn't see just like they would take my sandwich or anything like that.
There are a larger number of ravens in the city than most cities. So like it is, you traveled the world, so it is unusual to see like a raven like this is very unusual.
Yeah.
But again, being Soretta, you don't go, oh, a raven, oh, that's unusual. Yeah. Like you're just like, oh, a big fucking old raven with a cataract eye. That's
that's a
little odd, right? Yeah. That makes you turn your head and go, huh, that's weird.
Yeah, but, which is probably what I just did.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the bird goes, caw, and flies off. And then it's just like, so. Anything else you'd like to do as they are leaving the
Actually, before they call, is like, excuse me, I'm sorry. I never caught your names?
And then the large man goes, Hans and Miss Dreadmire. And then he
Well,
stompers off.
a pleasure. Thank you.
You kind of feel him stompering off before you hear him stompering off. It's the ground kind of, and you're in a courtyard, so yeah, it says something. So they depart with not much said, but they leave you with the card and the address and the time. Assumingly the you can, if there's anything else you would like to do, you may before the time. Otherwise, the week passes as normal for you.
I would probably check in with Father Vizendi.
Mm-hmm.
Vizendi. Just to, we would have our usual talks, and I'd kind of like speak. I would kind of visit him to speak to him and see if he has anything or knows anything about what was going on.
Sure. In one of the seats he'd be sitting, he'd pour coffee or tea or whatever, and then my son, yes.
So a curious thing happened the other day. I was called out to the courtyard, and I was given an invitation from these two individuals, a rather large gentleman and a very stern-looking woman, and well, stern, I guess, but very very polite. But at any rate, they invited me to attend this household for a Marquis Skye.
Skye.
Yeah, yes, yes. That's what the card said. Yes, and I'm just curious as to like, do you know anything about this? I don't know why I would be summoned. I mean, I'm sure that one of the other fathers might be a better representative.
No, it seems appropriate for them. I'm surprised. I did not realize that they were back in town.
Oh, you're familiar?
Yes, I once advised his sister.
Oh, well, I understand that the sanctity of confidentiality between the priest and do you know anything of them? Maybe the sister?
Well, no, they were. I mean, the Skye family is a long and historied family within the city. They to the church, they have always been quite devout, and they always welcomed us within their halls. As the sister grew older, though, and more ill, and she lost her family, she became, I won't say less religious. She still attended service and everything, but she became more sequestered. And sadly, she passed not too long ago.
Oh.
I'm sure that's actually what brought Eston back, though I'm surprised. He seemed quite satisfied with his travels. I've encountered him a few times over the years. Every time he returned, he seemed more peculiar than the last, but he was always a bit of a spectacle.
So I know that you may not be able to know his faith, but does it seem like he would want representation?
He is a powerful family name, and one does not do things within the city without the approval of the church. My guess is that he chose one so young and perhaps impressionable so that he would be able to maneuver with more ease and less scrutiny.
So, do you think I'm there to essentially be a
You're to be the eyes of
watchdog?
the church. Yes.
Well, yes, obviously I would represent the church, but so I would, I don't know, would I be like spying on him?
No, of course not.
Oh, good.
Do not.
That
We don't call it spying. You
uh,
would be observing and
um
validating their faith within the religion.
well, I, as a servant of the gods, I will do my best to keep an eye out for any heresy or evils that would possibly make themselves known, and ensure that the Skye name is best uh, remains pious and in its belief. I'll do what I can. I'll do what I have to do, backed by the power of the church.
Of course, I expect no less of you. I have taught you well.
Um, is there anything else that I may need to know about the situation aside from Eston's possible straying?
No, not that I know of. I'm curious to see why he has returned.
Hmm.
He didn't have to.
Oh well. Well, like I said, I represent the church, and I will act in as a servant of faith to ensure that everything is above board there,
Hmm.
and that what he any actions are um, according to the scriptures and the the church itself.
Their their home once had a very nice altar and prayer area.
Hmm.
So do see to it and make sure that it is properly cared for.
I will ensure that it is maintained and hopefully frequently visited.
You will see.
Um, how are in your well?
Of course, of course. I feel I will need to perhaps look more into things that are happening within the city when folks of importance pass away and new folks pass through. It can have an effect on the people.
I understand. I understand. Well, I just wanted to mention that I didn't want to take any more of your time.
No,
I
always
just
have
thought
time.
I just wondered. I thought it was odd that I would be chosen for the task, but I
No, I feel there are maneuverings being done, but I trust in you.
oh,
But I caution you. Eston is a clever man.
I will be on my guard, and I will. The gods have my the gods will offer me protection, and then by their wisdom, I'll be able to do what's
No,
necessary.
I have no doubt. I believe in you, son. I think you will do well.
That is good to hear. Thank you. Do you need anything before I depart for the evening?
Oh no! I'm just going to finish these biscuits, and then I'll be saying my evening prayers and heading to bed myself.
Be well, Father.
Hmm. you, son. May Tal be with you.
As with you. And at that point, I just make my way back to my barracks or housing.
Yeah, housing, barracks, about the same.
Yeah.
It's and then so then the rest of the week goes by. You do catch the father like kind of watches you and keeps like not in a bad way. Just you're more attentive to the fact that he's more attentive to you than he has been in recent times.
Okay.
Yeah. And aside from that, though, everybody else goes about the businesses. There's nothing new.
Does the Raven show back up?
Oh no.
Okay.
No. And at the end of the week, do you head to the nobody needs to see your character. That's the Skye Estate. So you just see the Holy Temple of Rausch is here, and you can catch the train so far, right? And then from there you could take a taxi or walk, but that's a
I think I'd probably get some type of conveyance.
Yeah. There's lots of ways to get out that way. But just to where the Skye Estate is, out in the nicest Silverwood, which is the nicest area, but it's also pretty far out outside of town. So that convenient to everything else. So especially not convenient to the your temple, which is over this way.
Yeah, I mean it's far away, but it's not that bad.
It's like Atlanta.
Yeah.
Everything's at least an hour. Everything's at least an hour away.
Yeah,
even so. No, it's not the worst. But the distances here on the map are actually accurate. So you could actually pull out the measure and find out exactly how far everything is. But so traveling out to the Skye Estate itself, you know that it's run down. So you've heard of the Skye Estate now. Probably checked in with a few people, just asking queries or whatever. And people will speak, "Oh, the Skye Estate. Oh, yeah." So it was once like the crown jewel of the estates out in Silverwood. It was the envy of all the important houses out that way. But over time, it's and with the loss of the last matriarch, it's kind of fallen into dishevelment. So as you get dropped off just to curious, do you try to arrive early, on time, or slightly late?
Well, if you're on time, you're late. So try to be there a little bit early.
All right, so you get there.
Okay. I would make the attempt to be there early, but
sure.
The way that the distance is, I would probably not realize how far it is.
Misjudge it a little bit.
Yeah. Definitely. I definitely misjudge.
Well, to be honest, I don't think most people don't travel out this way all that often, right? And most people are used to the. Now, the thing is, Soretta does have actually very reliable mass transportation, right? Like, so they're trains and metros that are all clockwork powered. Okay. So they run like clockwork. Impeccably well, except for occasional breakdowns and so forth. But between the Iron Union and the automatons, they keep everything running pretty well. But out this way, there's a lot of empty, like open space and empty space between, and there's just like large mansions and so forth. And the Skye Estate is no different, though it is run down. When you approach, you do see that the lights are only on in the looks to be the front center part of the estate. The rest of the estate is dark, which could mean one of two things. Could either mean that those areas are not in use, and that's pretty much it, because power's free for the most part. And this, like, they can run lighting 24/7 in the city if they wanted to, everywhere. So generally, if it's not in use, it's because there's no need for it to be on. That's
okay. Well, I get there. I'm wearing my official priestly robes as a representative, and maybe I have I don't know how long I would be there, so I probably just would expect to be received,
Sure.
but not necessarily expect to like be staying beyond a certain point.
Why would you at this point? Yeah. No, that's fair. I mean, regardless, it's again 30 minutes, 40 minutes outside. Like you could get back to wherever you have to get your stuff if you need to. So on that, we will close down and basically get ready for September 7th. Or not September. I'm doing this every time. October 7th.
There you go.
There you go. October 7th, 9 p.m. on Twitch and on YouTube, most likely where you're watching this right now. And we'll be joining the rest of the players for the start of our campaign. So thank you very much, Winston, for your time today. And I'm looking forward to seeing how Peryn brings the faith to the House of Skye.
Oh, he's going to bring all the faith.
He's going to bring all the faith. That's right. Watch out.
Yes.
There's a whole lot of faith in your face.
Whole lot of faith, just right there.
Right there.
All up ins the faith.
That's how it goes. All right. We'll end it there. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.